there's a point in time where it's optimal to marry a woman, but lately that optimal time is geared towards her individuality and pursuit of stability on her own. So whenever a man gets a chance to marry her, she done ran through her 30s, and it's just the value exchange is kind of deflated at that point.
And I think
The
the
ideal
woman,
situation to get her is whenever she's young and she's, you know what I'm saying, more
and I
impressionable, fertile, and all those things. But a lot of women are coming out of off of the assembly line, pursuing their own individual stability and fucking running the streets and shit and hot girl summers. So like
Can we
now,
get
now
other
you as a
people's
man in
opinion
the
on this?
society, you got to pick them whenever their pussy lips is hanging too low or whatever you want to call it. It's just it's not an optimal time to select them. So it's better to just go with transaction and just because the amount of peace you got to sacrifice at that point, her the value she bring at that point don't compensate for the lack thereof. So it's
There are
better
other
to
people that have not addressed this question. There are 3 other people here that have not addressed the question. So can we
Go
get them
ahead,
in, please?
Shan.
So I agree with what's your name again? The guy with the red hat on, I believe.
Illa, just say Illa.
Miss Stella.
I agree with him. I don't think we value each other anymore. I agree with that. I agree with, but let me just say this. This is the one thing I'm gonna say. I think it's the women, and I'm gonna tell you why, ladies. We have devalued ourselves. You out here giving it out. Just this is my personal opinion. It's not on everybody. I know some people are just free with it. I'm not. I just think that why would a person marry you if you just go give like it's no point. He's living in a marriage and he ain't without the responsibility of you. You are doing everything a woman would do in a marriage, and you do it for years without even a commitment. What's the point in him?
she don't want to subscribe to no order. It requires her to as a young woman before all that, she would have to subscribe to some type of structure. She would typically have to yield to some type of leadership. So it's better to go ahead and bust it open and live in her own solitude.
I did that's so what I'm saying is they're never going to why would he marry you if he's getting all of his needs met as if all the great things about being in a marriage without being in a marriage. You understand? You can sit here and do all this, but he's not going to take responsibility of you. The only way he takes responsibility of you is in a marriage. So you can do all these wifely things, but you are not a wife until you are a wife. Okay. Yes. And what we're doing is we're doing all these great things. You folding his clothes, washing, and you should show him. He can see that you can wash clothes. He can see your house. He can see that you're a clean person. He can see that if you cooking for yourself and he comes over, you make sure he has a plate. Absolutely. But what I'm saying, he can see those things, but y'all showing up every day like this man is your husband. He's not going to marry you. He's getting all of the perks of you without even having to do his part. So I don't blame him. You can't blame him for that. Like, if you're getting it, what's the point?
You're right, Shan. So what you just exposed is that we do value them. They just freebies.
Like, yeah, it's this goodwill. It's like it's your own railway, your own clearance.
Women are just giving it all up. I'm like, why the fuck would I marry you if you just gonna do everything for any other man you meet? You're not a virgin already coming at me. See, I know that all of the little tricks and stuff you learned on to get on your tippy toes and handstand and shit, probably learned that from the dude down the street. So you coming to me with this, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my time while I can, and I'll cash app you every now and then. But yeah, that's just typically what's going on. It's not that we don't value the woman. We value her. We value her at its particular window when she don't value the concept of being in a marriage. And it's just a mismatch. So, and then they want to blame their frontal lobes. Oh, my frontal lobe is not developed, but you can walk 3,000 that thing and do a headspan on it. But you're talking about your fucking judgment is impaired up until 30. But you're doing all of these fucking things though. Like, I don't get it. You can't just deal with a man. You have to deal with a man after 35.
Right. And I also think you don't become a wife. I think that's something you walk into before you even have a man. And same thing with men. I think if you want to be something, you have to already start walking in those steps of how you live your life on a regular. I don't think you just wake up and being wife one day. A lot of women, I feel like there's a lack of discretion and even how they just dress. I feel like I remember once upon a time, women would dress a little salacious, on occasions. But you go on the average Instagram, I ain't even talking about a model. I'm talking about a girl that work with you. She gonna have a few pictures that's a little salacious. So it's really the lack of mystery. I think it's a big deal too. There's no discretion in the way that our women carry themselves, and there's no more. It kind of undermines courting when I can see everything you got on your Instagram page or even in public. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like having your behind out or wearing something sheer and see through. That's just standard now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't just understand how women can think they can dress like that and just think that they can just turn on being a wife. I don't think that's possible.
Ella, you remember whenever back in the days, about 10 years ago, you used to see panels like this where they had suits and ties and they was on panels like these, like on news broadcasts. But then now today, whenever you see women on here, like a great deal of them, a great percentage of them had a fucking cleavage out. Like you would never see that back in the days when women just show up, the titties is out. Like,
because my thing is just that I'm not even trying to put women in back in a box. I just feel like women need to know the time and place for everything.
What's the name? Lady O and Debo in there real quick.
Word. Go ahead, bro.
All right. I think everybody hit on some very key and important things. I got 197 dudes that work for me in my construction company. So, and we in Florida. So sex is just like Burger King or Chick-fil-A or any fast food place you think of. So, you do have that, but depends on what you want to put in your body. Do you want a Osceola bowl or do you want, a Wendy's biggie bag? So it's still ladies out there that have a little culture and knowledge, and they were shown how to be a woman, a wife, and a good lady. And it's a bunch of them that's out there, just like my boy said about busting it open. But, that come from the structure in the home. And, a lot of guys don't know what it looks like to be in a marriage. A lot of my men that work for me, they didn't have their dad. So, I grew up with my grandparents, so I saw structure from day one. So with the most men just never saw that, and that's all it is. And so that's where you come with desecration to both genders at that point. A lot of people see their mom going through it with a ton of dudes so they could just make it. A lot of dudes see their dad by himself and the mom could have died, and he's it's a whole lot that you could say about that. But in general, like Ella said earlier, the respect of life is definitely gone for anyone, and that's the core of it. Most of it, I would say, that is definitely the core. But it's just the structure, like we was talking about earlier. It's the structure on both sides, because it's tough. But it's if you just talking about sex, or she was saying, why girls are giving up for free. Some girls think that that's all they have, and so and that comes from the house as well. So if they figure if they pretty and their ass is fat, they in there.
But let me just say this, Debo. It's not even about that. I would say that good girls have even fallen for this, right? Because you can be a good girl and give a guy all of you, right? You can be loyal to him, but that does not necessarily mean that he's going to marry you. It's a lot of good girls right now who are placeholders for a man. You understand what I'm saying? So even with that, if you value yourself and say, I'm not giving you any, he can tell you're a good girl by the way you move, the things that you do, and you don't have to give your body up for that. But why would he marry you if you're just going to freely? I think that this is one of those things that good girls and other girls, it's a common problem. We're just giving, it is too many benefits given out, even in relationships that are not moving towards marriage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. But again, like I referenced earlier about the different food, maybe the different car, Rolls Royce or Chevette. But what you're saying, yeah, they're giving it out, and maybe, but most men, if they're living and they're grown up over here, they shouldn't be trying to get married till they're in their late 40s anyway. By that time, a man has had his chance to go through every race. He done had every size. He done did all that. You know, if you trying to procreate early, what y'all do that for? I'm just saying. Just think about it. You know, definitely, because you're calm at that time. A man's calm at that time. He's gone through all the crazy.
Going to jail. No, you're going to jail.
Huh?
All right,
At that
we're gonna
point,
get
looking for a caretaker, not a wife.